have one. First, a statement. Please don't share my SMAP results from the pilot with the people in this room, please. I don't want to be embarrassed. But I appreciate what you said about the first sergeant's role and mentorship of lieutenants. Didn't know this until I walked in here, but we got about 30 of them held hostage at the back of this. We're told they had to be here. So we appreciate the support, ladies and gentlemen. So you do have about 30 of our future FSOs, FDOs, and platoon leaders from the Field Artillery Branch listening in on this Sergeant Major. My question is this, though. Do we see someone's first Sergeant TAA results? Do we see that being transferable? So when First Sergeant McMurdy PCS is from 4th ID to AD Second, do my results transfer as well, or is it up to the senior mission commander, Sergeant Major, at the beginning installation if they want to accept them, run me through their own program? How do we see that shaking out?
Yeah, don't worry about your results, Sergeant Major. I don't even have them, and I can pull them if you want, but I won't. And then as for your question, yes, we eventually see this the data coming from a First Sergeant TAA to go into maybe IPSA or Army Career Tracker, probably IPSA, and it aligns up with gaining installations, right? So HRC is not assigning Master Sergeants to installations to be First Sergeants. They are just assigning them to be Master Sergeants on that installation, and it's up to the leadership on the ground to align them with a First Sergeant position. So if Master Sergeant McDonald and Master Sergeant McMurdy go through a First Sergeant TAA at Fort Campbell and they both PCS to Fort Bragg, that information should be readily available for the division CSM. That's still a process, and then once IPSA comes online in December, that's probably where that's going to go. Hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Thanks.
All right, great.
Hey, Sergeant Major, real quick, we got a Sergeant Major in the room that's clicking in another question.
Hey, Sergeant Major McDonald, Sergeant Major Black. Hey, yeah, can you hear me?
I got you, John.
Hey, so my question is, number one is, how good are the results good for? How long are they valid for? So if I go compete in this program and I'm not selected, is it done quarterly? Is it done semi-annually? Is it done annually? And do I have to do it every single time that I want to go back and compete or, say, improve my score?
Thanks, Sergeant Major Black. So the answer is no. So the Army Research Institute with the assessment battery results say they last about 3 years. So they're good for 3 years before somebody needs to take that whole assessment battery over again. If somebody does poorly, this is an opt-in thing, and they could choose to go back through the program if they want. But we're recommending that units run this quarterly or as they see fit on an installation, right? So Fort Campbell, they've reached out to run a TAA in February, and they only want to do 10 candidates. If they only do 10 candidates, they're going to have those multiple positions are going to pop up. So we say quarterly. And again, that goes back to where we're storing this data. Hopefully we can get it uploaded into IPSA, and we'll go from there. Did I answer your question, Sergeant Major?
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Okay, next slide, please. All right, so here are the components of the First Sergeant TAA. I briefly hit on them earlier. I talked about the First Sergeant Assessment Battery. We've got physical fitness. I wanted to highlight on this slide the Enlisted Leader Evaluation Tool. So what the Enlisted Leader Evaluation Tool, it is similar to the Army Commander Evaluation Tool, which some of you probably have got for officers going through BCAP, CCAP. And then some of you will see ACIT results. Sergeant Major McMurdy, I know you're on a panel for the CAP this year, so you will have seen it. I don't know if you sat last year, but it basically what it is it's not McDonald picking 5 peers and 5 subordinates that I know like me to give me good feedback. It is the Army randomly assigning through HRC systems, EES, and TAPDB to get random people that you have worked with. Now, some of it's not perfect yet. It's a lot harder to pull NCO information because, as First Sergeants, we don't rate anybody. As Sergeants Major, we don't really rate anybody. So we're just pulling back 3 years back of data. Yeah. just to get random and open and honest feedback. So I'll say this again when we talk about SMAP, but if you get an ACET or an ELET from somebody going through one of the CAP programs, please be open and honest and give solid feedback. That helps validate all these programs, and it's been shown to work, especially with the BCAP and CCAP program so far. We've talked about the NCO behavioral-based interview. We've talked about talent requirement worksheet, NCO resume, and then NCOers, SRBs, and AERs. Again, all of that going to the talent alignment panel, which is a trained and validated panel, using holistic soldier data to make better informed decisions, and then aligning the right senior NCO with the right first sergeant position at the right time. And that is the last slide on the first sergeant TAA. I will mute my mic for a second if anybody has any questions before we move on to SMAP.
Sergeant Major, it's Mac again. I do just have one more question on this particular program. And so how do you see, is there going to be a standardized proponency at each installation that the team works with directly for this program? So in other words, who's going to get the rose pin on them at each installation to run this, or are you guys leaving it up to that senior enlisted advisor of the installation to decide who that person is?
Good question, Sergeant Major. So we are in talks with Nickel Co. and TRADOC about NCOA commandants kind of holding the program at the NCO academies on installations. The ones that don't have NCO academies, or they have regional training